So let me just start by asking you a very simple question. What's the difference between standing still and doing nothing? Sounds similar? Try it. Standing still requires a lot of mental focus, muscle control, and persistence. Your mind is in complete control of your body. This is Arunima Sinha, and sometimes back we did hear about her. She is the first female amputee to have climbed Mount Everest. She was thrown off a running train while trying to stop a gang of robbers. She has, as a result, her left leg below the knee has been amputated, and she has a rod in her right leg and multiple injuries. Now, I'm not going to tell you to climb Mount Everest, but I'm here to tell you to find your Mount Everest and what's stopping you from climbing it. Is it social pressures? Is it a mental block? Is it physical inability? What is it? We have seen that mostly it is your mental attitude, the attitude to resist any kind of change. जिसको हम हिंदी में बोलते हैं ना, चलने दे यार, चलने दे. But चलने नहीं दे सकते. You have to change to improve, to succeed. I mean, look at Arunima. She had a perfect life before she fell off the train. But she didn't give up. She didn't succumb to her destiny. She fought and focused on her inner strengths to succeed, to climb her Mount Everest. So what do you think is the difference between successful and the not so successful people? You think it's super grades? You think it's a PhD degree? Well, no. Psychologists say that that one thing that differentiates these two kind of people is an attitude called grit. What is grit? Grit is holding on to something that you badly want and never giving it up. What's common between Michael Dell, Steve Jobs, Lady Gaga, and our very own Sachin Tendulkar? Anybody? Well, none of them went to college. None of them had college degrees, but they're all very, very successful people. Because they believed in themselves, believed in their own abilities, they held on to their future goals day in, day out, not just for weeks, not just for months, but held on for years. You know, we have all kinds of fears and phobias in this world. And one such phobia I wanted to share with you is tepidophobia, the fear of a badly made cup of tea. You know, most Indians, I think, have that. But you might ask me, what's the connection? Why am I showing you this slide? This is because all of us, inside us, have certain fears and phobias that we are holding on to. We need to take it out of us, recognize those fears, and overcome them so that we can succeed in life. You know, I think it's very easy to talk about success. And I found it's actually very difficult when it comes to talking about your failures, especially in front of a big audience like yours. But my fear here is the fear of failing. And I thought today I will share with you every fall of mine in my life, every incident that made me a stronger person. When I was young and I didn't do well, or I maybe failed, I went to my dad. But he never scolded me. He firmly told me, don't give up trying, and you will do better next time. Today, I see that we are all so scared of failing that we have given up trying. But before I go on, let me tell you about this voice in my head. You know, I call it the bug. It keeps on talking to me. It keeps on telling me what to do. It keeps on pushing me. And sometimes I'm like, stop it. Do you all have you ever heard this voice in your heads? Let me share with you my life-changing moment. I was only 28 years old, at the start of my career, in my last semester of my MBA exams, and looking forward to this exciting future of mine. One day in office, I felt unconscious, and the doctor told me to do a blood test. The next day, my reports came out, and the report said I had cancer. I don't know what hit me. My world fell apart. Everything happened so fast, and before I could realize what happened with me, I was rushed into surgery. Post the surgery, I was told that my cancer had spread very badly, and I had to immediately undergo radiation therapy. I was isolated in a small room in the hospital where I was undergoing this therapy. I was not allowed to meet anybody for 3 whole days. No, not even doctors and nurses, because the radiation that I was taking in could affect normal, healthy people. The only thing I had in that room was a little window and a landline phone to connect me with the outer world. Nothing, and even after the radiation, I lost my voice and my hair fell. I mean, two things that we always take for granted, your voice and your hair. Nothing made sense to me, and I kept on asking myself, why me? I mean, there are so many people out there, why me? I had to give up my job, I had to give up my MBA. Very few friends stuck to me, and my relatives gave up on me. Some of them also thought that cancer was contagious. So, well, in short, everybody gave up. They thought that I will not survive, I will not make it, except for my parents. I was all alone, coming to terms with my life, when suddenly I remembered what this young doctor had told me in hospital. He said, nothing is wrong with you. Yes, your body has failed you, but your mind is absolutely healthy. Take control of it and push yourself harder every day. That's when the voice in my head said, get up, don't give up, don't waste yourself and suffer in self-pity. I gradually got back to work, picked up whatever job I could, and let me tell you, it was very difficult because when I told them that I had this problem, nobody wanted to give me a job. Every day, I used to travel from Delhi to Noida, up and down. This was a small project office where I worked in a construction site. It had tin sheds, and it had no amenities, even basic ones like AC. After work, I used to come back, do evening classes, and I completed my unfinished MBA. My doctor, he said, don't push yourself so hard. The cancer can come back anytime. What are you doing? I did not stop. I had to continue. I had to make up for the lost time, and I had to push myself harder to fight the disease. There will be many situations in life when life kicks you hard in the face, and you will be in a situation where you never imagined to be. Don't let external environment, like people measuring you or telling you what's your worth, get into you. Don't let your inner insecurities, like, अरे मेरे साथ ही क्यों हुआ? Why me? होना नहीं चाहिए था. Don't let all that affect you. Because remember, when you fall down, nobody can help you if you don't want to get up. You have to make the effort. Think about it. When we were kids, we used to love learning how to cycle. We fell off so many times from our bikes, but every time we made the effort to get up because we wanted to take that bike ride. Also, I would also say that listen to the voices in your head. They are like the Google map. They keep on telling you which turns to take. And honestly, many a times in my car, I just switch it off, thinking that, okay, I know the road, but I always land up getting lost. So listen to those voices, the choices that they tell you to take, because otherwise, you will take the wrong turns in life and never be able to achieve your destination. The other incident that shaped me up was my separation from a failed marriage. I was totally financially dependent on my husband. I had nothing. I had no money. I was not working. I had no place to stay. I mean, nothing except very, very supportive parents. And he told me that without him, I could never succeed as a single woman. That insult turned me around. And I said, one day I would have it all. I would have my own car, my own house, and I will show him, well, just not for him, for myself, that I will be successful in my career. Now, I had two choices. I could be staying in the comfort zone of my house with my parents, brood about it, feel sad, and say, oh my God, what is it? Why does life always do this to me? Or I could move on. I listened to the voice again in my head, and I took up a new job. I moved to a new city, a city where I knew nobody, a total stranger. And from the comfort of a 4-bedroom house, I moved into stay in a women's hostel, sharing with many people, just trying to make amends meet from my very less salary that I had got at that point of time, and making sacrifices at point of, certain points when you decided, should I spend this money on buying a cold drink or not? So it was like that. I used to work in a real estate consulting firm, and in the real estate, being a woman made it even more difficult because it's mostly a male-dominated industry. But I used to push myself to take up the most challenging assignments because I didn't want to be left behind. I wanted to prove myself. I spent long hours at office learning and developing myself, and I used to always do that extra bit, take that extra step, never say no to work, just to establish myself amongst the men in my organization. And all the time, I never felt that I could not do it. I did fail, and I failed, and I failed, and I was criticized, but every time that I failed, I dusted myself, I got up, and I moved on. Today, when I look back, in the success journey of mine, I really enjoyed every moment of it. Because success is not what you get at the end of it. It's the journey itself. Every step you took in the journey, every choice you made, every sacrifice, and that peace of mind which says that you did your best to be the best. In life, again, you will see that there'll be some situations where you will face a dead end, all of you. You'll be in a situation where nothing seems right. And it'll be like, many successful people that you'll compare yourself with, okay, you might hear things like, अरे मिश्रा आंटी के बेटी को तो नौकरी मिल गया, तुमको क्यों नहीं मिलता है? Or your boss or your teacher will say, hey, you're a piece of nothing, yaar, तुमसे कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. Don't be bothered about these things. You might not get those good grades. You might not be selected on your campus interview while your friend might have got a job. But don't let that worry you at all. Because it is okay that you succeed even if it is not now. You might succeed later. But what is important is that you should hold on to that dream and hold on to it hard. And I actually like this one dialogue that I remember from this movie, Three Idiots, which says, कामयाब नहीं, काबिल बनो. कामयाबी झक मार के पीछे आएगी. Today, I am one of the few women directors in my company, and I just completed 15 years working for this Fortune 500 real estate consulting firm. And I was fortunate enough to be selected as one of the top 20 global women leaders amongst 90,000 employees in my organization. As a part of that program, I had to do certifications from international management institutes like MIT Sloan and Yale. And then again, that apprehension came back to me. Will I be able to do it? At this age, can I learn? Can I compete? But when I went there and I mingled with the best brains, I found that I was no less. The potential is within all of us. We need to take it out, we need to discover it and use it to do our best. As a leader, today I tell my team, you should try, fail, learn, and innovate. It's okay to be criticized, but you should never give up trying. You should always have this thing in you to say that I want to improve, I want to learn, no matter how excellent you all are. Now, what is it that you need to keep in mind to climb the summit of your Mount Everest? The three basic things. One, the burning desire. You have to have a burning desire. Two, you need to hold on, the courage to hold on, never give up, whatever happens. And three, fail well. When I mean fail well, I mean learn from all your failures. It is all right, again, not to succeed at once. So what's the difference between, again, successful and not so successful people? The successful ones are the ones who, take less time feeling sorry for themselves. They are the ones who are like they're on springs. You push them and you push them down every time, but they are always like they'll bounce back. They'll bounce back much stronger than the previous times. I will just end by saying this thing. मुट्ठी में कुछ सपने लेके भर कर जेबों में आशाएं, दिल में है यही अरमान कि कुछ कर जाएं. सागर से भी गहरा हूँ मैं, सागर से भी गहरा हूँ मैं. तुम कितने कंकर फेंकोगे, चुन चुन कर आगे बढ़ेंगे. तुम मुझे कब तक रोकोगे, तुम मुझे कब तक रोकोगे. थैंक यू.